All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 154-pound division where Jermell Charlo has somebody that says he's still hunting them, and that is the WBO 147-pound champion, Terence Crawford. Let's talk about what his team had to say about that in this video. Back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video we are going to be in the super welterweight division talking about two of the best fighters in the sport of boxing, and that is Jermell Iron Man Charlo, who is the WBO, WBA, IBF, and WBC 154-pound champion, and Terence Bud Crawford, the guy that is one of the better fighters in boxing. Many people think that he's in the top 2 or 3 pound-for-pound fighters in the world. The WBO welterweight champion, whose team is now saying we're going to go the WBO route to get the fight with Jermell Charlo. Now, that is music to my ears. But before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Also, if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter to the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really, really does mean a lot. Thank you so much for continuing to support in the super chats and the cash apps and the super thanks of videos like this. Sponsoring videos like this is really a very, very good way to allow content creators to continue to do the work that they do, whether it's this channel or someone else that you like. Get involved in the community. But if you can't do that, 100% understand that. Hit the like button or share the video would also be greatly appreciated. But let's get into this. Terence Crawford was in a negotiation for a very long time to fight Errol Spence Jr. and for an undisputed title at 147 pounds. That fight falls apart. And for one reason or another, I'm not going to cast a bunch of blame in this video because I've done more than enough videos letting people know exactly who I think was responsible for that. Hint, it's the person that said no to the fight, Terence Crawford. However, in the spirit of boxing fandom and wanting to say, okay, well, what's in the past is in the past. What's going to happen in the future? Terence Crawford did duck Errol Spence Jr. I'm not confident that that fight's ever going to happen. But what is he going to do next? We know that Errol Spence Jr. more than likely will be fighting Keith Thurman at 154 pounds, although he will be keeping his 3 belts that he has at 147. So he'll be doing that in a non-title fight that, strangely enough, satisfies his WBC mandatory at the same time. But, you know, some people say that's kind of, you know, doesn't understand how that can take place. Look, it's boxing. They can do what they want to do, and they will often do what they want to do. But whatever the case is, that's what he's going to do next. So more than likely, that's what he's going to do next. We know what's going on with him. What's going on with Terence Bud Crawford? There was talk from Oscar De La Hoya that he was going to try to sign Terence Crawford to fight either Alexis Rocha or Virgil Ortiz, and then a fight with Errol Spence Jr. Just yesterday, Oscar De La Hoya said that Terence Crawford did not like the fight, did not want to do it in the order. At least he implied that Terence Crawford did not want to have those fights in the order that he laid out, which was Rocha, then Virgil Ortiz, then Errol Spence Jr. So my understanding is, through logic and deduction, that the first 2 switch, and he wants to fight Virgil Ortiz and then Rocha second if he signs with Matchroom. However, just yesterday, Bernie the Boxer, who is a camp member of Terence Crawford, did a live stream in which which was titled that they were going to go the WBO route to go get Jermell Iron Man Charlo. Now, if you recall, when Errol Spence Jr. was fighting was negotiating with Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford had said on multiple occasions that if I don't get Errol Spence Jr. next, then I want to go get Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo so famously and hilarious said, sit down, shut up, humble yourself, take a little less money and fight Errol Spence. He's a stud because we knockout artists up here, baby. Man, love Jermell Charlo, man, comedy by the second. But now it seems like, hey, man, Terence Crawford has still got his eyes out over there on Jermell Charlo. And again, like I said yesterday in the video that I did about Terence Crawford fighting Virgil Ortiz, look, man, I will take it. I will take it. If he's going to do it, then hey, man, that will solve a lot of the problems that are out there for Terence Crawford. Not all of them, because nobody is thinking that Virgil Ortiz is Errol Spence. And not a lot of people think Jermell Charlo is either. But at least it will be two of the best fights possible that they would have had in his career, right? The Virgil Ortiz fight, I think, is not the most likely in the world because Oscar De La Hoya. I think, cross my fingers, hope that Terence Crawford will fight him. The Jermell Charlo thing, though, to me seems like a bit of a stretch. And it seems like a bit of a stretch for a couple reasons. Well, first of all, let me tell you why he can do it. Terence Crawford is the WBO super champion. And he's been the WBO super champion from the time that he was at 140 pounds when he became undisputed. And what that means is that as the WBO super champion, the super champion can immediately move up to the next weight class and challenge the champion to a fight and have it mandated by the WBO. So that I do believe is why he immediately became the mandatory, or was ordered. Jeff Horn was ordered to fight him. He can do the same thing at 154 pounds with Jermell Charlo. However, don't know what the timing of that would be, because Jermell Charlo will be fighting his WBO mandatory next, which will be the winner of the Tim Tszyu versus Tony Harrison fight, right? So don't know, what the time frame that would be. So that's what Bernie the Boxer means by taking the WBO route up there, and it is something that is doable. Now, why I say, look, man, that's going to be kind of tough is if you don't trust Al Heyman to get a fight done with Errol Spence Jr., how are you going to trust Errol Spence Jr. and how are you going to trust Al Heyman and the PBC to get a fight done with Jermell Charlo, right? You're negotiating with the same network, the same advisor, the same situation, all of that, except for in this particular case, he has all the belts, right? Now, again, you could force it by being a mandatory, but anyway, you will see. Still, you're going to wind up having to negotiate with Al Heyman unless you wind up taking whatever the minimum is for a fight like that as dictated by the rules of the WBO, which I don't know off the top of my head. But anyway, at very least, he's talking about it. We're getting a better idea about where he may be going because, Terence Crawford is he's a very good fighter. I know there's a lot of people that are really like, nah, he ain't never fought anybody, this and that. I've never really been on that boat. I know that it's been very disappointing the way that he's gone about his career at 147, whether the early portion of it was his fault or not. The Errol Spence Jr. situation was 100% in his control, and it for a lot of people that doubted him before that really just verified their opinion, right? For me, it's kind of like, okay, man, you had to take Sean Porter as a mandatory. Then you don't take Errol. Okay, who are we going to actually see you fight? But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.